Good morning, guys. Welcome to Social Studies class. Our topic today is the glittering cities. We have been talking about the civil war that suffered United States, the two groups. The country was divided into the Confederacy, and the Union. One of the most important issues of the Civil War was the slavery. But after that, we talk about the civil rights movement. One of the most important representative of that was Martin Luther King Jr. And you had a homework last week about Rosa Parks. Who was Rosa Parks? Why we notice her?
And Rosa Parks was an African American. That one day she entered to a bus and sat in the seats because in that time it was segregation. So they separate the African American people of the white people. So let's say the first part is the white people. The second line are the African American.
The back part of the bus and in a bus.
And Rosa Parks sit and Rosa Parks sit in the part where the white people go.
In the white, exactly. That's paper for white people, right?
Because there
in
was
that section.
Because she said, like, for example, there's no one, there's a little bit of people in the bus.
The bus was empty. She sat down there. That was her crime. And she went to jail. She was arrested just because she sat down in the white part, in the white people section.
Look, miss.
It was
my eraser.
It was an offense for white people that a black one be in a section or in a place that it was assigned just to white people. It was an offense. So Rosa Parks.
It's just a seat. Miss, it's just a seat.
Yeah, but now we understand and we see it like that. It was just a seat. But at that moment, white people felt they were more than black people. They felt white and black were not equal. Okay, so Rosa Parks just seated in the white people section, and well, she was she finished in jail. So what did that community in Alabama, why did they do? They did a protest.
I have a question. What about is in Rosa Parks understand in the jail?
No. They did a protest for a period of time. For a period of time, black people didn't use buses. They walk. They walk from the house to the work. They walk. None of them use buses, public buses. Remember that Martin Luther King used non-civil right disobedience. That was the way he fought for the civil rights. That's what they did. They didn't use public buses. That was the protest they did in order to support Rosa Parks. because of course she did nothing wrong.
Oh.
It was just a seat, like Maria Jose says. But segregation existed at that moment. It was like a crime against Black people. Okay, so the glittering series, the Golden Dome. In 1828, gold was found in Dahlonega, a town in a mountain area in northern Georgia. The first gold rush, la primera fiebre del oro. Okay, this one, the first gold rush in the United States started soon after war. People rushed to Dahlonega to look for gold. The town quickly filled with people mining and panning for gold. If you remember one of the stories from third grade, that story, I think is the second or the third story in the book, is Boomtown. Remember Boomtown? It's about a girl and a family, in her family, that went to California for looking for gold. She loved to make pies. Remember that story? She loves to make pies. Her dad never found gold. But because she was so good making pies, she started a business. And then another person set another business, and then another business. So the town grew very fast. It was a boom town. The same happened here. Because people rushed to Dahlonega to look for gold, the town quickly grew. The town grew of people that were looking for gold, were mining and panning. Look at this. There's some illustrations about that place at that moment. See, there are houses here. These people they are panning. They have a pan, they have a container, they have an amount of soil. They have to wash it in the water, and at the end, if they have good luck, they could find pebbles of gold. The courthouse in Dahlonega was made with bricks that contain gold. Imagine. So there was a huge amount of gold at that moment in that place, that even bricks has gold. That's incredible, don't you think? Imagine build a house with bricks that has gold. Gold is expensive nowadays. The dome of the state capitol in Atlanta, the state capitol in Atlanta gleams, shines with gold from Georgia that the people of Dahlonega gave to the state. Here it is. This is the dome. It shines, right? Because it's covered with gold.
It's gold.
It is gold. It is.
Wow, a lot of gold.
This building is in Atlanta, in the state capital. Is there? Look at it.
If you sold the house, he value millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah, probably. Yes.
Mis tíos abuelos viven en Atlanta.
In Atlanta. Well, you can talk to them and tell them that you heard that in the state capital there is a dome that has gold. See? Incredible, right? This is a huge amount of gold. And this gold comes from Georgia. The Georgia state capital was modeled after the United States Capitol in Washington. So the state capital in Washington was made first, then Georgia, let's just copy that design. Georgia state capital, okay? Copy that. The Georgia Capitol has a Georgia Hall of Fame. This Hall of Fame with pictures of governors and other famous Georgians. So people that was born in Georgia, but well, let's say became a public figure, like these governors, maybe presidents that was born in Georgia and then become presidents of the United States. Okay, so these pictures belongs to important people that was born in Georgia. The building also contains the State Museum of Science and Industry. Look at this room. Interesting, right? Look at this one. It's located in this building. The building also contained the State Museum of Science and Industry. Before Civil War, Atlanta was an important city in the Southeast. During the war, the city was destroyed. After the war, Atlanta was rebuilt and soon became an important city. Again, look at this rail, that these tracks of the railroad was destroyed. That was a way, well, people in a war fight. If they destroy the rail of the railroad, so they cut communication because the train cannot travel because of this problem. So they cut communication. Food cannot be sent, people cannot travel, okay? Supplies cannot be sent also. Look how the city was destroyed. This is Atlanta before. Atlanta was like this before, and Atlanta is like this after, okay? Because it was destroyed during the Civil War. But look, how is it now? How does it look? It's a huge change, isn't it? Look at this glowing, glittering city. Now let's copy some questions. Question number 1. Question number 1. When was gold found in Talonega?
Yeah.
When talks about time. When? When?
170.
When we talk about years, we read 2 numbers and 2 numbers. And it was 1828. 1828. Okay? Okay? Now, where was the first gold rush in the USA? In what place? Where? Where, guys? What place?
Can you repeat the question?
Where, the second question, where was the first gold rush in the US? Where, guys? In Talonega. That's what we have been talking about. In Talonega. Number 3, what was the courthouse made of? What was the courthouse made of? What material? The dome of the courthouse. Oh, no. The courthouse, not the dome. That's another building. Remember that the brick contains something. Exactly, was made up with bricks that contain gold. The bricks contain gold. Okay. Okay. The next one. What was the dome of the state capitol in Atlanta covered of? Remember the dome? What was the dome of the state capitol in Atlanta covered of? Covered of what, class? Remember the dome? Who has an aunt, an uncle in Atlanta? Or a grandpa? Remember the building? Uh-huh. No one remember? Adriana, you said that you had an uncle in Atlanta? Uh-huh. Do you remember the dome? The dome in Atlanta?
No.
Is covered with what?
With gold.
With gold, exactly.
Oh, yes, it's covered with gold.
It's covered with gold, exactly, with gold. Covered with gold, that's true. Okay. The next one, what happened to Atlanta during the Civil War? What happened to the city? During the Civil War.
Destroyed?
It was destroyed, exactly. The city was destroyed. Exactly. The city was destroyed. That's what happened. And when did Atlanta become the capital of Georgia? What year? We are talking about time. When did Atlanta become the capital of Georgia? When? When, guys? Uh-huh. In 1868. See, so these one are the 6 questions you have to copy. This week, there's no homework of social studies. Thank you for your attention, guys.